What's up, everybody? Good morning. How you doing? It is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always going to serve you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to all of my subscribers. Again, I thank each and every one of you for your loyalty and for your support. I'm very grateful for all my men, my male subscribers. I thank y'all for still rocking with me to this day. I thank all my ladies. I appreciate y'all for still riding with me, for being my ride or die. So again, I want to give a big ups to all of my subscribers. I thank y'all for all the super chatting, the emails, the donations. I really, really appreciate it. So moving forward this morning, I thought it was very imperative that I discuss this particular topic. Talking about why delusional Black women will call a man weak or gay for not wanting to deal with their toxic behavior. Now, I thought it was imperative that I clarified this because I know this, a lot of my content, I will say Black women. And I don't like to generalize all of us because there are some of us, contrary to what many may think, that got a good head on our shoulders. We face reality. We know our weaknesses. We know where we are failing in life, and we are trying to better ourselves and work on it. However, majority of these sisters out here are in delusion. They don't think they have issues. They don't think nothing is wrong with them. They don't think that they have issues they have to work on. They think everybody has a problem except them. You have a lot of these delusional Black women who think that every man they meet, something is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong. Something is wrong with the men they meet, and nothing is wrong with them. So I thought it was imperative that we talked about this. Good morning to everybody that's entering the chat. Titan, V-Dub, J Woodhouse, Q4, that's my chat class clown. I Candace Woods, appreciate you, ma'am. I love your videos, especially on bitter baby mamas. It's crazy because only one hurt in the situation are children. Absolutely, and that's why I discuss these type of topics. Gerard Orla, how you doing? King Bob, everybody who's entering, appreciate it. If anybody comes in and I don't acknowledge them, just give them a shout out for me to everybody in the chat. So moving right along, I want to talk about this. I will first start off by saying I am not a fan of Tamar Braxton. I never have been. For those of you who are not familiar, some of y'all are not reality show junkies, and I get it. You're not missing out on anything because a lot of these reality shows are scripted. And some people, they get the cameras on them and they really turn up, they really get animated. So I don't do reality shows like I used to do, but nevertheless, what's up, American Negro? For everybody who watches some reality shows, if you're not familiar with the reality show called The Braxtons, Toni Braxton is basically the most popular sister. She's the one that's been uh uh she's the one of the sisters that's the most known. She's one of the ones that has the most notoriety, the most popularity. Basically Tamar Braxton and the other sisters, what's the hell? I can't remember the other ones. I know Tamar Braxton is the one I'm going to be kind of discussing. Tiana Braxton, I don't know. All their names start with T's. I don't feel like going through all that. But nevertheless, y'all can Google it and do your own research. Like I said, I don't watch reality shows like I used to. But I will say this. Basically, Tamar Braxton has always been one of those type of sisters that always has struck me as being very toxic and very overdramatic. She's been married to her husband, Vince Herbert, for many, many, many years. He was a producer. I guess he still is a producer. I don't know. And basically, he's part of the reason she got most of the notoriety. Well, the first and foremost, Toni Braxton, her sister, is the one of the main reasons she got notoriety. And secondly, her husband, Vince Herbert, he's the second reason because of him being a producer. He worked with Lady Gaga. He worked with a lot of people. So those two people is the reason how Tamar became well known. Other than that, nobody would have never even knew who she was. Now, when they had their little show, they had their reality show called The Braxton. That's when you started seeing a lot of Tamar Braxton's, toxic, overly animated behavior. And it's a lot of sisters that act like Tamar Braxton. They get a little shine, they get a little notoriety. Now they smelling themselves, they overly confident. Now they feel like they can talk to anybody any kind of way. They can be disrespectful and things of that nature. What's up, Keystone? Okay, got you. You know my email. Hit me up anytime. So basically, I'm not going to go through all the shenanigans of that. I'm not going to bore y'all to death with the Toni Braxton show and with the Braxton show. I'm just giving y'all a brief scenario of it. Basically, she was with Vince Herbert. And I'll go ahead and share my screen here because some of y'all don't know half of these people. So I'm gonna just show y'all who she is, so y'all have a general idea. Because I know a lot of you men, y'all don't watch women reality shows, and I get it. It's hella boring and stupid most of it. So anyway, I'm gonna share with y'all a quick screen. So again, y'all can have an idea who the hell I'm talking about. Go ahead and share it. All right. So basically, when Tamar got on the show, this was the guy she was married to, Mr. Vince Herbert. So basically, they had a little ugly divorce. They had a little ugly divorce. He ended up having to pay her a certain allotment or whatever. Now, let's just be frank. You can look at Vincent Herbert and you can look at her. Now, I'm gonna be as respectful as I can possibly be. It doesn't even Ray Charles can see she's never really been into this man. She's always looked the other way when she took pictures with him. You never really seen her, you know, act like she really bond with her husband. Whatever little poses she did, you could always tell it was for the camera. Everybody already knew when Tamar Braxton got with Vince was never her type. And you do have a lot of delusional black women they will marry or get with certain guys that they know they're not interested in, that they know they are not into. But if they know they can benefit from that type of man, they know that man can give them some type of some type of a better life. If he can help her to get to a better place than life, she will overlook his looks. She will overlook the fact that he's not that attractive if it means that's going to help her to get to another level. Anybody who's been keeping up with the show for a long time pretty much knows that Tamar Braxton was never into Vince Herbert. It was only a matter of time. She was going to end up divorcing him anyway. I'm looking on my tablet because I can't do it both on the computer. Thank you, single fathers, for the $5 donation. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you for your support. What's up, Dion? Good to see you, Dion. And Cicely in the building. How you doing? Yeah, exactly. Like Cicely said, she felt like she was too good for him. Now, I know a lot of you guys, y'all don't watch reality shows, and I get it because it's hella boring. But me and the ladies, who be keeping up with the Braxtons, like I said, I used to. We all knew, even other sisters knew, Tamar Braxton never wanted Vince. Okay, she did not want this plus size dude. Okay, now, uh, uh, honestly, I think Vince is a very smart guy. He's a very intelligent guy. He's a very humble guy. And basically, men that don't have a lot of self-esteem, or men who don't feel like they are high value. Now, that's why we have to be careful when we go around throwing that word high value, because you can be a man that makes a lot of money, but you can also be a man that makes a lot of money but has a lot of low self-esteem, which pretty much deters the fact that you are a high value man. So I disagree with this definition about being a high value man, meaning that you have to make a certain amount of figures to be considered a high value man, because you can make the figures, but if you don't have the confidence, you don't have the self-esteem, you don't have the security of your self-worth, you can end up picking up women like this who can basically tear you down, destroy you, and make you feel smaller than her. And that's basically what happened. And that's what he did. Vincent Herbert paid for the vagina, the palms, and the autistic son messing around with Tamar Braxton. I totally agree. American Negro, I agree with that. When you are a man of low self-esteem, you will pick up the DBW, which is the delusional black woman who thinks she's doing your ass a favor just by being seen with you in public. So in her mind, even though she didn't have half as much as Vince Herbert did, what Vince Herbert did was boost up her delusional damn confidence and made her feel like she is bigger than him. You could be a man with a lot of money, but if you're a man with a lot of money and you lack self-esteem, you will pick up delusional black women who will make you feel like she is bigger than you, even though she was the one that came to you that didn't have a pot to piss in or wanted to break it out of. Now, this is another point I want to make. That's why men, y'all have to be careful picking up a woman just because she looks good, just because she has a nice body, just because she has a nice face. Because what tends to happen is when you pick up these good looking DBWs, notice I said DBWs. I didn't say black women. I said delusional black women, or BBWs, broken black women. If you pick up any of those two type of black women, this is what's going to happen. She's going to use you to help her step her game up. Next thing you notice, she's turning around and looking at you like you doo-doo on the bottom of her goddamn Louis Vuitton red bottoms. That's what tends to happen. And that is what happened. Vincent Herbert gave Tamar Braxton the life that she could not get on her own. Because again, Toni Braxton was the sister who stood out. Okay, she's the popular sister of the bunch. She's the one that's most well known. So Tamar always struggled to get to that level that her sister Toni Braxton has gotten to. And I would admit Toni Braxton is one beautiful black woman. She's the reason why I'm trying to hit Planet Fitness, because that's a bad sister. I would give it to her. That woman looks totally beautiful to be in her damn 50s. Toni Braxton, I got to hand it to her. When a sister got her stuff together, I got to give her props where it's due. So Toni Braxton, I'm coming to join you, honey. I'm trying to run away from Starbucks, and I'm trying to hit that treadmill at Planet Fitness, honey, because you really, really got me hating on you, girl. But I'm getting there. I'm working on it. I am working on it. Trust and believe. Me and Tony Braxton gonna be sisters. Y'all gonna get us mixed up. Y'all gonna think we twins. I am working on it. Okay, I'm trying to get like Tony Braxton. That woman is totally beautiful. I so love her music. But back to my point. Back to my point at hand. This is the reason why I state that. What's up, Third Ward? Good to see you. This is why I state to a lot of you brothers. You have to be careful when you pick up a woman who comes from the bottom and you bring her to the top where you are. Now she's looking at you like you got doo-doo, like you doo-doo underneath her shoes. Okay. So basically this is what happened, right? So she got with Vince. Vince helped her get her career going. Now, Tamar was doing pretty good for a while. I'll give her that. She came out with a couple of bangers, all right? But I think what ended up happening was her attitude and her nasty arrogance kind of made people overlook her talent, and it made people look at her for how toxic she was. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, we already knew the day was coming. She was going to end up leaving Vince. What she did. Now, this is another point I want to make. This is why you have to read in between the lines. Now, I don't know how many of my sisters in here have watched the show, The Braxtons. I know Cicely evidently is one of them. I don't know if any of y'all recall. Remember when Vince and Tamar was renewing their vows? It was one episode when Tamar and Vince was renewing their vows, and they had them recite the vows. And remember when the pastor or the minister, whoever it was, that was renewing that was helping them to renew their vows, he said when he got to the line, for richer or for poor. She couldn't say for richer or for poor. You know what she said? She said for richer or for richer, which truly indicates she never had loved this man. She was only with this man because he can give her the life that she could not give herself. And as a lot of you men out there got to be careful. There are going to be certain women, especially beautiful women, unattractive women, they pretty much know they're not going to stand a chance. So you don't have to worry about the low common denominator, sisters. Not too many of them are going to approach a high value man because they know, for one, they don't have the looks, and for two, they don't travel the same circles as high value men. You're not going to see Kiki from the projects going to any NBA parties, after parties, or any celebrity after parties. Your Kiki from the project, she can't afford that because she's trying to get her child support, and she's getting her food stamps. She got to go to welfare appointments. You're not going to worry about Kiki. You're not going to catch Kiki in too many high value places around high value men. But you will catch these other females like Tamar Braxton, these attractive, beautiful black women. They're going to hang out in circles where high value men are. Okay, they're going to hang out in those spaces. Those are the women you got to be careful of because, again, they know how to dress the part. Okay, exactly. She's a paper chaser. They know how to dress the part. All right. So while you men are going around here looking down on the projects chicks, while y'all going around looking down on the plus size chicks, you better be careful of these beautiful, voluptuous women. Yep, not just the black ones, Puerto Rican, Latino women. You better ask Scottie Pippen ex-wife who done left him for everything she had, even though, y'all like to give these snow bunnies a pass. Y'all love to give these Latinas a pass when some of these females, they are just as corrupt as these black females. Because let me tell you something. These snow bunnies and these Latinas, they don't want no broke black man either, okay? So you got to make sure you be careful of all of them, okay? Because all of these women and the majority of these females in this day and age, they not going after a black man who they cannot benefit from. If you are an athlete, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, you are a black man who has your stuff together, you make good money, okay? She's going to target you. I don't care if she's a snow bunny. I don't care if she's a trailer park swamp bunny. Any woman who's trying to benefit, doesn't matter her color, doesn't matter her race, she is going to paper chase the man who she feel like she can benefit from. It's just as simple as that. So stop giving certain women a pass. And this is how black men, this is how some of y'all get screwed over, because you give certain women a pass. And the one woman who you choose to give a pass will be the main one that's going to take you for everything you got. So don't sit up here and be categorizing certain women. Don't tell yourself it's only just black women, because the one time you give that one white woman a benefit of a doubt because you think you're safe with her because she's not black, that'll be the white woman that'll turn around and burn you. Or you say, oh, I don't deal with black women or white women, I deal with Latino women. Okay, when you walk around with that attitude, that one Latino sister that you give a chance, that's the one that's going to burn you. Yeah, I saw that third ward. I saw that third ward. Third ward says, don't get me wrong, I love Tony Braxton too, but she recently had an interview where she said she wished she could have slept with more men in her younger years. Yes, I seen that, and she loses brownie points on that. I was just going on how good she looks to be 50. She is really well in shape, but yeah, she lost a lot of brownie points when she went there. That I don't know what possessed her to say that. I don't know what type of mental malfunction was going on with Miss Braxton at that time, but yes, I totally disagreed with that. But I remember, I can honestly say, I remember at one point in time, I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine, and I've never been a type of female. I've never been very promiscuous. Even when I was 13, 14, while most of my girlfriends had already been screwing random all type of dudes, I still was at a different stage. I didn't have a lot of confidence, so I didn't feel secure enough with myself and my body to be very promiscuous with all type of men. So a part of me, honestly, at that point in time, I'm older now, but you got to remember, at that time, I'm thinking like a 15 and 16-year-old female. I was jealous, and honestly, I will say that I was jealous of other black women who was very promiscuous. And the reason why I was at that point in time thinking from a 15, 16-year-old girl mindset. Mind you, I was not a grown woman, I was a child at that time. And I was envious of other of my friends who was more promiscuous than me, because to me, it seemed like they had more confidence. I felt like I didn't have the confidence that they had. Me being a grown woman now, I know that's a myth, that just because a woman sleeps with a lot of women, I mean, just because a woman sleeps with a lot of men, that does not make her confident. That just means she's a freak. That just means she's a sex addict. Because yes, there are black women that are sex addicts. We're not just going to pin it on men and say only men have sexual addiction. You do have a lot of sisters out here who have sexual addiction. So at that point in time, I thought it was a confidence thing. So I don't know if Tony Braxton feel like maybe if she had did more, she wouldn't be waiting so late in the game to be going out here trying to experiment with dudes. That's, because she called herself dating Birdman and all of that. So I don't know if she made that statement as far as stating that I wish I would have did all of that. That way, by the time I would have got older, there wouldn't have been nothing left to the imagination. I would have already experienced it. But the truth is, it's never good anyway for a woman to sleep with a lot of men. And I know that the feminist movement has given us this delusional concept that women, we can do what men can do. The feminist movement made us believe that women, we are on the same level as men, that we could sleep with as many men as we want to. Hell, if men can do it, well, I'm a woman, I can do it. The feminist movement has made us believe that we are on the same level as men. And the truth of the matter is, we are not on the same level as men. We cannot do what they do. We cannot sit up here and screw a lot of men like men can sit up here and screw a lot of women. You know why? Because men don't get the same type of consequences as women do. When a man sleeps around with all type of females, he's considered a hero. When a woman does it, she's considered a zero. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, as women, we're the ones who end up carrying the bulk of the baggage, because we're the ones that get pregnant. Okay, we the ones that end up becoming single mothers. We the ones that end up becoming another statistic when we go around here allowing men to just raw dog us, all because of this feminist attitude. Well, I'm a woman, I can do what men can do. The truth is, you cannot do what men can do, because it does not affect you the same way. It does not affect men the same way it affects us. So we don't need to have this attitude that I'm a woman, I can screw as many men as I want, I can get as much pipe as I want. Men do it, yeah, but men don't go through what you go through. You know what I'm saying? So that's you stretching your walls out. That's you getting your walls, stretched. That's you, you know what I'm saying? Adding a lot of mileages to your vagina. That's you ruining and depreciating your value as a woman by sleeping with a lot of random dudes. So if any of these female, any of y'all got this type of attitude, I suggest any of you women who think this is okay and it's acceptable, you're basically put yourself in a loser situation. So let me just first and foremost put that out there. Somebody had a question. Let me go back. If I'm missing y'all questions, guys, ladies, just repost it because I'm getting all kind of people coming in the chat. Now understanding why BBW must have this aggressive potential. Please enlighten us. When you say BBW, are you talking about broken black women or big black women? Because we got two different type of BBWs. Are you talking about the plus size, or are you talking about the women that got low self-esteem? I need you to clarify that for me, Mr. G. Porter, so I can understand where you're coming from. Yep, no breaks, no walls. Exactly. So I know I'm digressing. Okay, but this is the next thing, right? So again, Tamar was with Vince. We already know she wasn't attracted to the man. Okay, the man is big, plus size. You, like I said, anybody who's been watching a reality show can tell she was never into Vince. There was barely any eye connection, none of that. He lucky he was able to get that one child from her because she really didn't even want no children from him. That was an accident. That was a mishap. Tamar Braxton was nowhere in no shape or form attracted to Vince. She did not want that plus size man. Make no mistake about it. And this and that. Let's just call it for what it is. Okay. So when her and Vince broke up and they divorced, she ends up getting with the Nigerian man. Okay. Who she ended up bragging about. And I'm gonna pause the brakes on that right quick to get the G Potter's question. G Potter's question was about, I have to go back and find his original question. Oh goodness. Now understanding why big black women must have this aggressive attention. This is more simple to it than what you think, Mr. Potter. The reason why you have a lot of these plus size sisters, and I'm gonna say this as respectfully as I can, to any of the plus size women in the chat room, if it does not apply, you don't have to reply, let it fly. If you feel some type of way and you feeling disrespected, your feelings feeling hurt, you ain't got to come in on my chat room and go off on me and the rest of the brothers in here. You can politely just exit out or unsubscribe or whatever if you feeling offended by what I'm getting ready to say. So, moving right along, okay. The problem with a lot of these BBWs is that the reason why they go to the extremes of constantly getting attention, the truth is a lot of these BBWs are women who have a lot of low self-esteem, okay? And what a lot of these plus size females tend to do, they try to overshadow, they try to compensate for their lack of low self-esteem by being biggity, being obnoxious, and doing the most. Okay. And basically, this is just a facade. This is to cover up the fact that they really don't feel worthy. They really don't really love themselves like that. Contrary to what many don't want to believe, and I'm going to just say this, a lot of these sisters are not going to make me believe they are happy being plus size. I'm not buying it. I'm not hearing it. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if these women like Lizzo that comes out and tries to celebrate being big. A lot of BBWs are not proud being BBWs. I'm going to tell you that now. Don't let none of them fool you like they happy with being big. They're not happy with being big. This is what has happened. They have gotten to a place to where they have given up on trying to lose weight, on trying to better themselves, because it's a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of discipline. to get to a place of time where you really want to discipline yourself. So what tends to happen is they have learned to accept, I'm going to be big. This is my size. So since I don't plan on doing anything about it, I'ma just be proud to be big. I'ma just keep acknowledging that I'm happy with being a BBW. Because basically that means I've reached a point I have accepted. I'm not going to do nothing else. I'm not going to try to change or better myself. So when a person has reached a place in which they have decided, I'm not going to better myself, what they do is they learn to celebrate their failures. And this is what tends to happen to a lot of us as Black women in the Black community. We have learned to celebrate our failures. This is the reason why we are so proud. We have to keep acknowledging, yes, I'm a beautiful, big Black woman. If you are really confident in being a beautiful Black woman, big plus size Black woman, you don't have to keep going around acknowledging it. You don't have to keep going around telling people, yes, I know I'm big, but I'm beautiful. No, the reason you keep having a stress that you know you big and you beautiful, because deep inside, you hate the fact that you allowed yourself to get that big. You hate the fact that you did nothing to better yourself and better your circumstances. So what better way to overlook your failure by just celebrating your failure? Does that make any sense to anybody in here? Once certain women know they have reached a point to no return and they can't change their situation, what they tend to do is celebrate. They celebrate that. They celebrate that struggle. For instance, if a woman, just to give y'all another example, so y'all can see where I'm coming from. For example, if you as a Black woman, you got 3, 4 kids, right? None of your kids got the same father, okay? And you are struggling. None of the fathers are helping you. None of the fathers are stepping up. You having to do it all by yourself. What tends to happen is she's going to celebrate her failure by saying, I'm the mama and I'm the daddy. I don't need a man. You know why? It's easier to say, I don't need a man. I don't mind being mommy. I don't mind being daddy. I got this. I'm a good mom. I can take care of kids by myself, because she has basically accepted the fact. I already realized I done put myself in a bad situation. I can't get none of my baby daddies to step up. I can't make them father my children. I can't make them do what they don't want to do. So instead of me acknowledging to myself that I done messed up by putting myself in this predicament, I'ma just celebrate myself. I'ma just celebrate my struggle by saying I'm proud to be a single mom. I'ma just celebrate my struggle. And that is what a lot of us do as Black women. We celebrate our struggle. Do you think, or do you really think we're going to sit up here and say, oh, I shouldn't have got all these different penises. I shouldn't have screwed all these men. I shouldn't have allowed all of these men to raw dog me and put me in a bind to where, I have to be a single mother. We're not going to say that. We're going to celebrate our failure. If you're looking for us to say any different, it's not going to happen. What's up, Ishmael? What's up, Topaz? That is what the DBW, delusional Black woman, she's not about to acknowledge anything. She's not about to say, this is my fault. I allowed all these different men to raw dog me. I did not protect my vagina. I did not protect my reputation. I did not protect my self-worth as a Black woman. I'm not going to say that. But what I'm going to say is, I'm happy to be a single mother. What I'm going to say is, I'm happy I don't have a husband. I'm going to find a way to twist the narrative so I don't feel like I fucked up. That's what it means. Get mad, get mad, get mad, get mad. Know some sisters in here that's going to block me. Get mad. Yep, I said it. That's what we do. Or we will sit up here and talk about everything that the Black man is not doing, that everything that the other man should have done. I will put all my failures, I will blame someone else for my failures. So I hope I answered your question, G. Porter. G. Paula. So back to the situation at hand. For everybody who's coming in, this is the topic that I'm talking about. I'm talking about DBWs. DBWs. For everybody who's not familiar with DBWs, DBWs are delusional Black women. Okay? Notice I didn't say Black women. Delusional Black women. And some of y'all Black sisters in here, y'all are in delusion that y'all are damn delusional. We got a lot of them too. A lot of you don't think you're a delusional Black woman, and that's part of being delusional as well. It's all good. You don't have to. One thing about being a delusional Black woman, you don't have to acknowledge it. You don't even have to accept it. But what's going to happen is you're just going to keep losing out. You're going to keep losing out on good men. You're going to keep losing out on the possibility of being married, getting a good husband. You're going to lose out on having a good family, on having somebody who can sincerely be a blessing to you. You're going to lose out because you are in delusion that you got issues that you need to work on and take care of before a man can be a part of your life. Until you learn to work on your issues and accept your failures, you're going to keep losing a good potential soulmate. What's up, DJ Kudo? That's what's going to happen. You're just going to keep losing out. Okay, so back to the situation, right? This is why I'm talking about this topic. We're talking about delusional Black women who will call a man gay or either say he's not man enough for not wanting to deal with her toxic behavior. This tends to happen a lot with us as Black women. Now, as I stated, Tamar Braxton, I told you she left her plus size husband. She ain't want him no more. Once she got the benefits and after she had his child, she didn't have no use for Vince Herbert anymore. She didn't want him no more. She got with this Nigerian gentleman here. From my understanding, he's a very well-off man from Nigeria. He's not a beta male or build a bum or whatever you call it. He has his own credentials. He makes his own money or whatever. So basically, he does not need her like that. But when she first got with this gentleman, his name is David. When she first got with David, she was, I don't know if some of my sisters in here remember, but when Tamar first got with David, she was showing her ass with David. You know, because at this point, everybody was looking at Tamar with the side eye when she left Vince. Everybody was looking at her with the side eye. So when she got with this man, she really, really went to putting him up there like, yes, I got me a new Nigerian man. He is so fine. He is so loving. And you know what? I notice a lot of sisters who do this. When one relationship doesn't work out and they get with another man, they want to put the new dude on the pedestal. All because, in actuality, they still hurt about the last man that didn't work out. So what tends to happen when a woman has failed in her last relationship, she will get with the next dude and put him on a pedestal and make it seem like to everybody that she made such a better choice, that she done stepped her game up. Yeah, he wasn't this, he wasn't that. I got me a new man. I got me a better man. I got me a real man. This is something that a lot of sisters tend to do. Okay. And what she did was when she got with this Nigerian dude, all she did was brag, 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 brag. She bragged about him so much, it was actually becoming annoying as hell. But nevertheless, everybody, congratulated Tamar with her new love, with her new man. Now we find out, now the new man, he leaving her ass. He can't even deal with her. Yeah, but even though she felt she upgraded, the upgrade don't even want to deal with her. He left her now. He's gone. Now, this was the same man that she bragged about that, he was a good man. He's a loving man. He's a sexy man. She put him way up there. Now that he don't want her, you know what she's going around saying, guys, ladies? Now she's saying he's on the DL. How convenient Now that the man don't want you no more, he's on the DL. Why do a lot of sisters do this? Why y'all quick to say a man is either weak or gay once he decides, you know what, I don't want to deal with this toxic behavior. How convenient. She pulls out the DL card. She pulls that out of the deck. Now she wants to say all this time she felt like he was suspect. And you know what? And you know what pissed me off about the whole situation? How all of these sisters are running to Tamar Braxton's defense by saying, yeah, he did look kind of suspect. Yeah, he did look like he had a little shit in his tank. I knew it was something funny about him. I'm like, y'all sisters, y'all are so dumb. If y'all believe for a second, all of a sudden this man is gay now that he's not with Tamar. Now she wants to put it out there that, oh, he's always been sweet and low. Really? How convenient now that the man don't want to deal with you no more. I've heard, matter of fact, I know BBW personally. I know BBW. When I say she sits around, she literally sits around. That's how big she is. When I say the thing with the thing with this BBWs, and again, I don't have a problem with plus size women. I think any woman that's confident and carries herself with class, dignity, and grace, if she has a sweet personality, I don't think it's that I don't think people have a problem with BBWs as long as they're classy and they're humble and they're kind and they know how to act like women, act like ladies. What makes people resent a lot of BBWs, these plus size black women, is the fact that their ego and attitude is bigger than they are. She could be 300 pounds, but her attitude is 800 pounds. That's the problem. Their ego is bigger than their size. That is the problem. You a big girl, we can see you. You ain't got to do all that extra stuff to stand out. Trust me, you stand out already. You don't have to do all that extra stuff to be seen. We see you. We see you, boo. We see you. You ain't got to do all that extra stuff. You already got enough. You already got too much of you. You ain't got to be too much on top of that. Thank you, Will on Fire, for the $5 donation. Says peace, Lady Mocha in chat. Thank you, sir. One second, everyone. Oh. Okay, I had a phone call. Yeah, so as I was stating, I think that's the issue with BBWs. I don't think it's the problem that they're big. It's the problem when their ego gets the best of them. Like I said, BBWs, they feel like they have a point to prove. They constantly feel like they got a point to prove because again, they don't really have a lot of self-confidence. So sometimes you have to act overly confident so you can hide the fact that you don't feel like you have any confidence, if that makes sense. So, what's up, Mike Clemens? Good to see you. Okay, now back to this point here. Like I said, Tamar Braxton ended up with a whole nother man now. She was bragging on this man. She put him way on the pedestal. And now he don't even want to deal with her. This dude had to go and get a restraining order. That's how bad it done got. So I'm not going to go into the whole shenanigans because it's her side, his side, and I think sometimes as a man, you have to question yourself. If you keep ending up with toxic ass women, What does that say about you? Because every woman can't be toxic. So sometimes as a man, you have to look at your pattern when it comes to picking up women. If you keep picking up nothing but toxic females, that says something about your character. So, like I said, this man here, who she was sitting up here bragging about, because she felt like she upgraded from Vince. She felt like she upgraded. See the disconnect. She's never been into Vince. This we already know. So when she got with this Nigerian man, she was so happy to be with a man for once who she could actually see. She was proud to actually be with a man who didn't have to lift up his stomach before getting on top of her. She felt like she done finally upgraded. Let me see. Third word says, can you do a favor? Can you highlight and read my comment above about Braxton's sister mother that explains everything? Yeah, let me see. Okay, let's be honest though. I'm over time is cafe de parents. The reason why the Braxton sisters are and marriageable is because of their masculine rebellious disagreeable mother. I see why I call her love her. Oh yeah. I've spoken on this several times, and I'll refresh everybody's memory in here, and I'll say it again. I said this on one of my most recent contents. The reason why a lot of us as Black women, we are struggling to get husbands, we are struggling to be wife material. It has everything to do with the type of woman who raised us. A lot of Black women have not had the best of luck in men in choices because of the type of women who we were raised up under. Okay, like I mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. A lot of Black women, we are ruined because of our Black mothers. If you did not have a Black mother that did not teach you how to be humble, that did not teach you, and I don't mean because you humble, that makes you weak. I'm going to put this out here too, because a lot of sisters have a problem with being submissive. A lot of sisters feel like when they hear the S word submissive, I'm gonna turn from the screen, y'all, so I don't make anybody lose focus. When we bring up the word submissive, it's automatically this misconception that if a woman is submissive, that she's weak. There's been a lot of unfortunately Black women are being, we as Black women, we are being misguided by other women who support the feminist movement. We're being misguided by some of these female content creators that are telling us that you don't have a backbone, you're not a real woman if you're submissive. And what I would like to address to everybody is that to all of the women, just because you are submissive, it does not make you weak. It does not make you spineless. Nothing is wrong with being submissive if you're submissive to your man and your man only. That is your relationship. And you have to do whatever it takes to protect your relationship, to protect your marriage. That's what it boils down to, is that there's nothing wrong with being submissive. You can be both. You can be both. Do you not realize you could be an independent Black woman and still be submissive at the same time? You can be both. You don't have to sacrifice and you let go of one in order to have the other. It just means exactly being cooperative, compliant, and trusting your man's decisions. That's exactly what it means. It does not mean that your man picks out your shoes for you. You want purple shoes, and he's telling you no, you better wear black shoes. He's telling you what color he wants you to wear your hair. He's telling you who you can have as friends, who you can't have as friends. He's telling you he only wants you to hang out with his family. He don't want you to hanging out with your own friends. There's a difference between being a slave and being submissive. Being submissive just means you trust that your man, your husband, is guiding y'all in the right direction. But I will also say this. I will also say this. Let me also point this out here. Only be submissive to a man if, for one, he's submissive to God, and for two, he's a man of value. A man that does not have his life in order, he does not need to give a woman orders if he does not have his life in order. In other words, if you are the problem with some men, you have some men who want to be in authority, but they don't want to follow authority. Learn how to submit to God. If you are whatever religion you have, learn how to submit to your spiritual maker, because he is the one that's going to guide you and show you how to be a good husband to your woman and vice versa. Okay? And also make sure you have your life in order. I know some men, and I'm not saying all men are like this. If it doesn't apply, you have to reply. You have some men that want women to be submissive to them, but he does not have his life in order. He does not have himself in check. He does not pay the bills. He does not take care of his children. He does not have himself in check. I don't have a problem with being submissive to my man, but my man is going to have his stuff in order. Because if I'm trusting you to lead me and you not leading yourself direction, you are going to lead me down to destruction. You have some men, they love to lead and be controlling, but they don't want to pay no bills. They don't want to take care of their children. They don't want to work. A pet pookie has no right to tell a woman to be submissive to them. If you are a pet pookie, you don't need to tell no woman don't need to be submissive to a pet pookie. But if you are a real man, you handle your business, you provide for your children, you provide for your wife, you make sure the bills are taken care of. Yes, you deserve a woman to be submissive to you if you are a man and you are handling your business. I agree with that. But it's always the pet pookies that are overly dominant, who's laying on your sofa all goddamn day, wearing out your sofa, watching Netflix, burning all the gas out in your Toyota Camry while you work all goddamn day. And that bad part is, we as Black women, those are the guys we'll be submissive to. We will be submissive to the pookies before we be submissive to the real men who are real providers. You don't need to be submissive to a man that got to borrow your goddamn car. You don't need to be submissive to a man that does not pay the bills, that does not provide, that does not help you take care of the children that you have from him. That's where we go wrong as Black women. We want to be submissive to the pet pookies. The man that's out here busting his ass and working hard, them the ones you want to give a hard time. Why you brought me this Camry? Why you couldn't get me a Range Rover? Pet Pookie not even going to buy you a Camry. If anything, he going to drive your damn Camry. He going to burn your gas out. That's what the Pet Pookie does. But these are the men who we will submit ourselves to. We will submit ourselves to the thugs. We will submit ourselves to the better males. We will submit ourselves to the builder bums. And guess whose fault that is? That's our fault. As Black women, you submit to the wrong men, and then when they dog you and drag you out, now you want to come with this new theory. I'm not submitting myself to no man. No, you messed up when you became submissive to the pet pookie. That's your fault. Because you had no business letting a man guide you or rule you who won't even keep a goddamn job. It is what it is. But to this issue at hand, as I stated, I know sisters who do that. They will call a man gay or say he weak. So you mean to tell me a grown man who sees that you're going to drag him down, a grown man who stands a lot to lose, a grown man who has a lot going for himself, a real grown man is not going to risk his future and let a toxic ass Black woman become a liability to him. So if he's a man who knows he has a lot to lose, he's going to walk out and leave you. Do I blame him? Absolutely not. I will respect a man who will walk out and leave a woman that's toxic to him, that's draining him, before he's abusing her, before he gets to a point where he feels like he has to strangle her, he has to hurt her to make her humble himself. I respect any man who just walks out and says, you know what, I'm done. That's what David did with Tamar Braxton. She her toxic behavior is going to become a liability to everything he has built. He cannot afford it. And I suggest to any man in here that if you're in a match with a toxic black female, with a toxic black woman, a relationship with a toxic black woman, she's doing nothing but dragging you down. Never ever get yourself to a point where you got to beat a woman's ass to get her in control. If you really want to hurt a woman, I'll tell you how you hurt a woman. If you really want to hurt a woman, you don't hurt a woman by beating her ass and getting yourself locked up in jail where you get a criminal record and you lose your job, you lose your sponsorships. That's not how you hurt a woman. You want to hurt a woman, leave her for dead, never look back, and continue to be successful. That will kill a woman quicker than you taking your fist and pounding her in the eye, in her eye socket. You want to hurt a woman by moving on with your life, doing well, and get the next woman who has 20 times more to offer than she never did. That will kill a woman's spirit quicker than you physically put your hands on. That will kill a woman quicker than you choking her out, slapping her around. If you feel like she's bringing you down, leave her for dead. Don't even prepare her that you leave. You come home one day, she come home one day, see all your stuff gone, your number done changed, all of that. That will kill her quicker than anything. I'm telling you. I'm a woman and I know these things. You want to hurt a woman, leave her for dead. Don't prepare her. Don't tell her you leaving her. Let her just, you know what? Let me tell you, this is what you can do. Do it smooth. Tell her, this is what you can do. I'm going to give all you guys a little tip in here. And somebody better super chat me for this tip. I'm going to give you guys a little tip. For those of you who are in a toxic ass relationship, you want to leave this woman. You tired of her. You tired of the sex. The sex is just as dry as a box of day-old crackers. You tired of her complaining. She's making you miserable. I'm about to give y'all a little tip right quick. Let me tell you how you can leave her. I'm gonna give you a smooth way to do it. And I better get a cash app or something up in here for somebody. So this is what I'm gonna tell you to do. This is what you do. One day when your old lady wakes up, right? Your wife wakes up. This is what you tell her. Say, baby, I know I've really been stressing you out. I know our relationship, our marriage has been in a turmoil lately. I know you haven't been in a happy place. I know I haven't been in a happy place. So I'm willing to make the initiative to make the both of us happy. So what I've decided to do, I called the nail shop. I got an appointment for you. You can get anything you want done to your nails. You can get a fill-in. You can get a design. I don't care what you get. I schedule an appointment for you at the nail shop for you to get your nails done. Also schedule an appointment for you at the hair shop, at the hair salon. Get whatever you want. Because starting today, I'm going to make the both of us happy. Of course, she's going to be like, wow, really? Really? Okay. All right. Oh, I appreciate it. 9 times out of 10, she's going to take that offer. You know, ain't no woman going to turn down you getting her nails and her hair done. While she's getting her hair and her nails done, get all your stuff, move the hell out, make sure you take everything, because once you leave, you can't come back. She's not going to let you back in now. Make sure you take everything. Don't have a reason to come back to the house, okay? Now, keep in mind, you do have to start preparing yourself. Slowly but surely start moving stuff out the house. But before you do this now, make sure you start taking stuff out the house, big stuff out the house that she won't notice as much, okay? Put it up in storage, because of course you can't move. I put my cash app right here in the screen up there. Because of course you're not going to be able to move all your stuff in one day. So make sure you already done moved the majority of your stuff out before you do this, what I call power punch. While she's getting her hair, while she's getting her nails done, because you don't pay for that stuff. To make it even more interesting, you can even cash app her $100 for her to get a little outfit. Let her go to the mall and treat herself. While she's doing all that, let her know you done made dinner appointment for her about 6, 7 o'clock. You done made reservations for y'all to go to dinner. Make sure you don't already put that out there. Meanwhile, move all your stuff. Eventually, she's going to come back to the house. All right? Her hair is going to be done. Her nails is going to be done. Meanwhile, she's waiting on this 8 o'clock reservation. She's waiting for you to show up and come home. Because remember, you told her you made reservations at 8 o'clock. Remember, so she done got her hair, her nails done. She waiting on you to come home. Tell her to go ahead and meet you to the restaurant where y'all made reservations. All right? Tell her you got a special table set up for you and her only. Okay? Most likely, she's going to drive there. She's going to be in a happy spirit. Her hair done, her nails done. Now she's getting ready to have this wonderful dinner. When she gets to that damn table, make sure you already left a Hallmark card with the hostess, the waiter, who's ever going to be over that table. Make sure you give him that Hallmark card. When she sits down and she's getting ready to order her menu, the waiter is going to come to her with that card. When she gets that card and she opens it, when she opens that card, make sure you write in there, new beginnings. This is going to be our new life. I'm leaving your ass. This is the beginning of new beginnings. Leave it at that. That's how you get them. Tell her this is the new beginning to happiness. Because it is a new beginning to happiness. You leaving her. You ain't got to worry about the aggravation. And guess what? You made her happy by going on out, getting her hair done, getting her nails done, and you took out the dinner. And guess what? Still be nice and pay for her meal. Still be nice and pay for her meal, because you know that's the last goddamn meal she's gonna get out your ass. Still trying to wait her to make sure she gets whatever she wants. Nine times out of ten, she ain't gonna order that damn thing because she gonna be so pissed with your ass. She ain't gonna sit there and eat. That's all you do. So, to anybody who's in a toxic relationship, I just gave you advice on how you can leave y'all both in a happy space. Yeah, she's going to hate you for the rest of her goddamn life, but she going to remember you did pay for those nails and you did get that hair done. And you better not ever go nowhere near her, because she going to possibly try to shoot you. That's the worst way you can hurt a woman. You go all out and do something nice, then you hang up and say you don't want the relationship. It's a million ways you can hurt a woman versus putting your hands on her. You don't never have to get to the point where you got to put your hands on a woman. You got to beat a woman. Do something real nice and power punch your ass. That's real painful. You're gonna pay for my hair and my nails, then leave me and tell me now we're in a happy place. Yes, I will actually. Yes, I will. I will give out. Actually, I will give a lot of y'all in here a wrench. I will give a lot of y'all in here a wrench because a lot of y'all been in here for a minute. Y'all been following me for a minute. Go ahead and do my wrenches now, Cicely. And half of y'all, I given y'all wrenches before. I don't know why it be removing people sometimes. I don't get it. Because a couple of people in here I've given wrenches before, and then I turn around, I don't see it on there, so I don't know. YouTube be doing some crazy stuff. But anyway, if you want to break a woman's spirit, that's how you do it. Take out, show her a good time. Make sure you already got your apartment set up, your condo set up, because you can't come back because she's gonna try to kill you. You pull back up in that driveway if you want to. Now, to all my ladies in here, just because a man has paid for your hair and your nails, don't think he's going to leave you. I don't want you thinking that I'm schooling all these brothers to do something nice so they can set you up to leave you. Now all the sisters in here going to be thinking, oh, hell no, you ain't getting my hair and my nails done. I know what your ass up to. The devil is a goddamn liar. You ain't walking out and leaving me. I ain't playing that shit. Now ain't nobody gonna want their hair and nails done. They gonna feel like it's a setup. What you got planned? Oh, you got your new apartment? What you got going on? I'm just saying. Yeah, but that's the point I wanted to make. Because I've been digressing. I know I've been all over the place. But the point I wanted to make was a lot of these DBWs, delusional black women, they will sit up here and want to downgrade a man because he has decided to leave her toxic situation. Because he was man enough to say, you know what? I'm not going to put my hands on this woman. I'm not going to fight this woman. I'm going to leave this woman. That's what David did. That's what Tamar Braxton's ex-boyfriend David how you pronounce his name? Edeveso. Yeah, Edeveso. David Edeveso. He got to a point to where he said, you know what? I'm not gonna put my hands on her. I'm got to leave this woman because she's very toxic and very dramatic. And he put a restraining order. But now she wants to call the man gay. She wants to say the man been on the DL. I know a lot of sisters who do that. A lot of sisters want to pull out that gay card because a man done woke up and smelt the coffee and said, I'm not about to deal with none of this. I'm out. And as a black woman, be grateful that a man would rather leave you than to put his hands on you and fight you and physically attack you. Be grateful that a man walked away from you versus putting his hands on you. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, some of these females will intentionally push your buttons so you can hit her. So you can, that way she can destroy you. And some of these men have fell for it. You get some of these men, they get so angry and so fed up with these women that they put their hands on them. And that's how you notice you in jail. You the one paying for bail's bondsman. You the one that got to see the judge. You the one that got to deal with all this extra stuff when all you have to do was just leave her alone to deal with her toxicness by herself. What's up, Hershey Kiss? Good to see you, hon. That's all you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Is you don't have to ever get to that point where you got to put your hands on the female. So like I said, now Tamar is back at it. You know, she's blaming this man when anybody who has seen Tamar Braxton, we know this chick is over the top. She's very dramatic. She's a drama queen. You know, she's bipolar as hell. She's a piece of work. She's a lot to deal with. Some black women are a piece of work. Some black women are not easy to be in a relationship with. And you know what? I tell you, it's not always the unattractive women that are difficult. I'm going to say this again for some of the men in the room, just in case you wait to the back and you didn't hear me. It's not just unattractive women that are troublesome. It is also the attractive women that are troublesome. Because you have to remember, some black women feel privileged based on their looks. They feel like because they look a certain way, they can get away with mistreating men. Okay, don't forget to mod up Gerard. He said he just sent you a PayPal. Okay, let me see. Let me mod him up. Let me mod him up. And I thought I modded him before. I don't know what happened. Because I didn't take away his wrench. I don't know what happened. If I mod anybody up and your wrench is gone, just mention it to me because I rarely take away wrenches. You got to really like do something off the chain. I don't take away wrenches. You just got to do something really ridiculous. Just because you have a difference in opinion or something like that, I don't take away wrenches. I don't know why wrenches be disappearing, but if they do, let me know and I'll just put it back because sometimes I don't know. Yeah, but what was the other point? Yeah. The point that I was making was it's the attractive sisters that y'all got to be more careful with. Because you have to realize attractive black women are used to getting a pass. Okay, let me check my cash app. Let me go ahead and acknowledge my cash apps. I know I'm running my mouth. Let me see. All right, I'm not gonna say our real names, but I got Topaz. Thank you, my love, for the $5 donation. Mr. Smith, I'm not going to say your first name. Thank you, sir, for the $5 donation. Third word, thank you for the $5 donation. Speaking the truth. Topaz says, leave you $5 for a lead, even if sex is good. Let her know not enough. Absolutely. I'm gonna check my PayPal so I can also acknowledge my PayPal. Make sure I do that also, because I know everybody does not do Cash App, so I get it. Whatever. But while that's loading, yeah. Okay, let me see. All right, so I see I have, let me see. My computer's a little slow, everyone, but it's coming there. Okay. PayPal, my PayPal's didn't show up yet, but I know most likely I got it in here because I see the amount. I just don't see the names that sent it or whatever. But definitely big ups to Gerard, big ups to everyone who sent a PayPal. I really appreciate it, y'all. I really do. Yeah, it's not showing me names yet or whatever. I guess it'll show up. So for everybody who did send a PayPal and Cash App, I really appreciate it. You don't get too many sisters in the game, especially those who do content for Black men and for Black women to better themselves. We don't get a lot of acknowledgement. We don't get a lot of notoriety in the YouTube streets, but I definitely appreciate my family. Cicely, you use your, oh, okay, I got you, Cicely, appreciate it. Thank you for the donation, hon. Yep, it's a lot of us, a lot of people on here who speak in truth. We don't get a lot of notoriety. We don't get a lot of props for kicking and spilling the type of knowledge we contribute, because we're not very popular. We don't do a bunch of panels with the popular people. We're not clout chasing by being on panels, with the most popular YouTube content creators. When you are doing content raw and you're doing it from scratch, meaning you're doing content raw by yourself, you don't have a panel full of people, you don't have a panel with the popular content creators. A lot of content creators that are trying to build their foundation from scratch, like I'm doing, we don't get a lot of views, we don't get a lot of recognition, we don't get a lot of appreciation, because we don't have a lot of drama. I don't over here. You're not going to see people going back and forth on the panel, screaming at each other, yelling at each other, degrading each other. You don't. It's unfortunate that YouTube content creators that are really genuine, that are giving content from their hearts, that are giving content from a passionate place, we will never really get the recognition that we deserve, because again, it's the overly dramatic, it's the toxic YouTube channels that are getting all of the attention. I can have a lot of people on here now, but as soon as certain people that are more popular than me, their notifications pop up, I will have people exit my chat room just so they can go to the drama channel, see what this man over here is talking about, because he's always going in on these brothers, or going in on these women. They will go and support him, or they will go and support other sisters who are always going in, in other Black men. It just amazes me, how YouTube really operates. And I get it. I'm not hating on other content creators that are more popular than me, that are more bigger than me, because I know that the truth is, a lot of them, they pretty much have to manipulate subscribers into subscribing for them. If they have to do fake avatars, if they have to keep a lot of drama going on their channels to get people to want to view them. People is going to go where the action is. So I can respect that. But it just comes to a point where you just got to be true to you. You can't worry about the views. You can't worry about the numbers. You just have to be yourself. You have to really love what you do. Over time, people will respect you for what you do. People will appreciate you for what you do. So I get it. I'm not popular, but I'm solid. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. So I definitely want to give a big ups to everybody who cashed out, who PayPal me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I'm definitely going to be doing more content. on the delusional Black women, because it's gotten to a point to now to where we cannot ignore it. We cannot act like this is not an issue. We have a lot of these sisters that are going in, on other Black women. And this is another thing that a lot of brothers got to understand. Some of these delusional Black women out here is not only Black men that delusional Black women are giving a hard time. Delusional Black women are also giving real Black women a hard time. Real Black women that have, real topics, that have something going for themselves. We also catch a lot of heat from DBWs as well. So keep in mind, all sisters are not going to rock with me because of the content that I do. And I respect that. So you have to also keep in mind it goes both ways. It's not just Black men that get a hard time. Black women who are making better decisions with their life, Black women who are not trying to become a statistic, positive Black women are hated on by delusional Black women all of the time. The truth is, it's a misconception that Black women support each other's fuckery. That's a myth that's been going on for years on YouTube. The truth is, all Black women don't support Black women. So you cannot think because we are all Black women, we all support each other, we all co-sign. The truth is, Black women, black women who partake in fuckery support other Black women who partake in fuckery. That's really how it goes. That's really how it goes. Black females who partake in fuckery, they do not want to deal with other Black women who don't partake in fuckery. In other words, Black women who are trying to rise above the statistic and trying to rise above being the mammies and the pick-me's and all of that, as B-Dub is saying, we don't get a lot of support from other Black women. A Black woman the single mothers are going to support the single mothers. The pick-me's are going to support the pick-me's. Single Black women are going to support other single Black women. Black women who hate Black men are going to support other Black women who hate Black men. Black women, we only support people who support our narratives. So as a Black man, if you're up here co-signing for Black women and saying it's okay for you to be a pick-me, it's okay for you to be, single mom, whatever, she's going to support you. Black women are going to only support who support their struggle. You don't support a Black woman's struggle, she's not going to support you. Single Black mothers will support people who support single Black mothers. Feminist Black women are going to only support people that support Black feminist women. Bottom line, all Black women do not support Black women. I really wish people would get past that myth. I can see that now. Exactly, Nolan. How you doing, Nolan? Long time no see. So we got to get past that myth, because that's been going on in the YouTube streets for too long. That is so far beyond. If I'm up here bashing Black men, talking about how Black men are this, that, and the third, all the sisters that don't like Black men, they'll be over here supporting. They'll be cash apping, they'll be donating. And I'm not mad at those who do. I mean, people are going to speak on things that they feel is going to benefit them. So it is what it is. What's up, Ishmael? Ishmael says people gravitate to drama, similar like when Jesus was given to people who should be let go. Jesus Barabbas. Yeah, it is what it is. I realize it comes with the territory or whatever, but nevertheless, I just thought it was imperative that I spoke on these topics in this particular topic, about how we have a lot of DBWs, delusional Black women, that because a man leaves them and man decides that he doesn't want to deal with a toxic woman, he doesn't want to deal with a delusional woman, she will call him gay or she will say that he's not man enough for me. So because a man isn't going to put his hands on you, he would rather walk away. You saying he weak. You saying he's less than a man. When really, a lot the DBWs that do this, if she's telling you you weak, she's telling you ain't man enough for her, that is just her way of trying to manipulate you to stay in a toxic relationship with her. That's just a manipulative way of her trying to make you feel bad for not wanting to be with her. So now, again, Tamar Braxton is going around here bad mouthing this man. Now, this was the same man she was praising all this time, bragging about him, putting him on the pedestal, saying he's so much better than Vince Herbert. She's so happy. This same man she bragged about, he's leaving her. He put a restraining order out. He's tired of it. But this is the new thing now. Now you have the delusional black woman, the toxic black woman that's going to tell you you're not a real man because you're not willing to deal with her. You don't want to deal with her toxic behavior. You're not a real man. You gay because you can't handle me. Okay, yeah, I believe I got it now. I got a $2 donation. I appreciate it. Appreciate you, sir. It kicked in. Thank you very much. That's the new broken black woman's manipulative tactic. Because he won't stay with me, I will tell him he's weak. I will tell him he's less than a man because he don't want to deal with my toxic behavior. No, if anything, that makes him a real man. Because he walking away from your crazy toxic behind. As a man, he knows he cannot afford to lose his career. That'll be this is the crazy part. These same type of toxic, delusional black women will do stuff to provoke a man to hit them or put their hands on them. Then she'll turn around and cry victim and say, he's beating on me. Knowing good damn well she kept pressing him and pressing him and pressing him. Now, I'm not saying, what's up, Bucket 88? Now, I'm not saying that it's acceptable for a man to hit a woman. I'm not saying that. And also, I'm not saying that it's acceptable for a woman to hit a man. It's not acceptable either way it goes. But you got some people who will deliberately push your buttons so you can hit them and then turn around and play victim and call the police, have you locked up in jail. I work in a jail. I see prominent men come in jail all because they let a woman who they had no control over provoke them to get them to a place to where they feel like the only way they could gain some control over the woman was by putting their hands on them. Before you do that, before you lose your career, before you have to face a judge who's going to tell you you're being charged with domestic violence, and that's on your record forever and a day, where you can never get a real business or get a real job. Before you go there, it's better to leave. So I respect Tamar Braxton's now ex-boyfriend, David, for being man enough to leave that broad and put a restraining order out on her because it's not worth the aggravation. These same females will provoke you, then play victim. And I will say this: if it ever gets to the point, I have a problem. I will also say this: I have a problem with men who argue with women. I have a problem with that. I see it all the time on YouTube. I see it in the streets. Why are you allowing a woman to get you out of your character to where you're arguing with her like you're another bitter, broken black woman? I see black men up here carrying themselves like black women. You're being argumentative. You're being combative. Why you are allowing a toxic, drama-filled black woman take you out of your character to where you are arguing with her? You are fighting with her. Thank you, Virgo. Hey, big sis, I want to say I love you and showing support as always. Big ups to my little big brother who decided to stop by and show his sister some love. Appreciate it, the Mr. Virgo. That's my baby brother, everybody. Not my YouTube brother, my blood brother in real life. He came by to show me some love. Appreciate it, Virgo. Love you too. Um, Lady Mocha, no disrespect, but what about women that beat themselves up and say the man did it? Oh, of course. Yeah, that's goes into the alignment of the DBW, delusional black woman, who will go so far as to beating up her own goddamn self and go to the police department and show all the bruises on her and say that you did it. Yeah, that's a whole nother extreme level of being a DBW. Yeah, you got plenty of them who will go that far. Hershey Kid says, I don't really follow Tamar like that, but she seems to be the common denominator. He didn't seem to be as problematic as they say. Some stories say she hit him in the jugular while he was driving. That's what I heard, Hershey Kids. That's why I was doing this content. And see, this is a prime example. This is what I'm saying, y'all. All sisters, we see the shenanigans of other sisters. All black women in here is not co-signing on what these black this fuckery behavior that these delusional black women partake in. We see it from a distance, we peep it, we know what's going on. And yes, now all the stories are turning, Hershey Kiss. The stories are turning. Now you got all of these sisters that's jumping on Tamar Braxton's bandwagon saying what he did looks suspect. How all of a sudden y'all co-signing with Tamar Braxton, talking about this man act like he was gay, but y'all was the same sisters that was congratulating her when she first got with this man because she had left plus size Vince. All these same women co-signed on her when she left plus size Vince. Yeah, Vince wasn't this, Vince wasn't that. I'm so glad Tamar is happy. She's in a better place. Now these same sisters are running to Tamar's defense once again, co-signing and defending her, talking about how the man looked gay and how the man, he's always been possessive and controlling. That's some foolery. These are the sisters. One thing about it, DBWs are going to co-sign with DBWs. Delusional black women are going to co-sign with other delusional black women. And I'm listening to these black women, these DBWs that are running to our defense, talking about, yeah, girl, he wasn't nobody. I thought he was gay. I thought he was a controlling woman. If that's the case, if she's a controlling person, why did David go and get the restraining order? Why did Tamar Braxton not go get the restraining order? Why he went and got it? Very rarely do men get restraining orders. So for him to go that far to get a restraining order, she is totally, she's a ticking time bomb, and he knows it. And the thing about it is, nobody really knows how toxic some of these DBWs are. None of them really know it like the black man that's with them that knows it. Contrary to what many believe, David has witnessed all of Tamar's explosions behind closed doors. Just because you're a black woman, that don't mean you need to automatically defend a side with another black woman. You don't know how she is with men behind closed doors. Women, we bond different with each other. But a woman bonds different with a man. You can't feel like because she's another black woman, that black man automatically did something wrong to her. You can't be so quick to sympathize. What's up, Kevin Kelly? As a black woman, you cannot be quick to sympathize with other black women because they're crying wolf. You don't know what she did to get herself in that predicament. I have had girlfriends who I have had to cut off because they have made themselves sound like the victim. Appreciate it, Kevin Kelly, for stopping by. I have seen women do it, play the victim, and then when I get both sides of the story, I'm realizing she was the one who started the shit in the first place. So you, as a black woman, you cannot be so quick to defend another black woman. Black women do it all the time. Well, he must have been doing something to make her mad. What makes you think she didn't do something to him? Why? Because she a black woman like you? And oh, we just oh so innocent. We never do anything wrong. We never take a man out of his character. No man should ever get to the point to where he got to argue with a woman to put his hands on a woman. That never never to all of the black men in the chat. Never let another black woman cause you to act like her. You shouldn't be screaming at a black woman because she's screaming at you. Shouldn't be cussing out a black woman because she's cussing you out. Shouldn't be fighting a black woman or whatever because now she's acting combative towards you. Don't let a black woman cause you to act like another black woman. You acting fire with fire. One thing, I don't care how loud we are as black women. I don't care how obnoxious we are as black women. One thing a black woman could never be, I don't care if she dresses the part. I don't care if she acts the part. One thing a black woman can never be is a real black man. That's something we can never be. I don't care if we dress like y'all. I don't care how baggy we wear our pants. I don't care how low we cut our hair. One thing a man has, an advantage he has over us, is he's naturally dominant by nature due to his masculinity. Women, we have to play the part, but we're not naturally dominant. Exactly, Olo. We cannot be y'all. We can act y'all, we can pretend to be y'all, but we'll never be y'all. So never let another black woman take you out of your character to where you're acting like her. I see guys on YouTube do it all the time. You arguing, you yelling back and forth on panels with women. Who does that? You have some men that starting to act as feminine as the black women they complain about. You're up here arguing and yelling and screaming. That's what she wants. A lot of these sisters on here, they want you to argue, yell, and scream so they can say, yeah, I got him. I got him mad at me. Look at him. I got him acting feminine just like me. I got him acting combative just like me. I got him yelling. I got him. Once a woman can take you out of your masculinity and make you emotionally feminine, she got you. I seen a brother do it recently. I wanted to say something, but I ain't say nothing. I'm like, why he up here yelling and screaming at her on this panel? Now that's going to bring her more views. That's going to get her the attention she wants. You have to realize some of these toxic black women, they are used to being verbally abused. So when you yell at them, it makes them think you love them. Because some of these sisters, they're used to being in abusive, toxic relationships. And the only way they can respond with love is through hate. So while you thinking, you proving a point and you dominating her by yelling and screaming at her, what you're doing is you're stroking her ego. Thanks, Don. I hope I'm saying it wrong, right? Don Raj for the $5 donation. I appreciate it, sir. Never stoop to her level. But I had to go in today on this topic because when I seen all these sisters coming in and defending Tamar Braxton, I'm like, I got to do some content on this. I got to do some content. First of all, I honestly don't listen to a woman who has sat there and bragged on her husband, bragged on her man for years. And once he has decided to walk away from her, now she wants to badmouth him and say, oh, girl, he's always been gay. He's always been this. I'm not trying to hear that. Not when all this time you've been up here bragging about this man and putting him on a pedestal. What's up, Savannah Seaport News? Appreciate you for coming in. Also, want to give you a big thanks on all the content that you've been doing, that you've been covering in the Savannah, Georgia area. I really support your channel and I appreciate your channel that you cover so much that goes on in the area. So big ups to Pac-Man from Savannah Seaport News. He has a channel. He basically talks about all of the violence, all of the crime that happens in the Savannah area. So definitely big ups to Savannah Seaport News. We definitely appreciate you. I know you don't hear that a lot, but I really enjoy your content. And I like the fact that you address all of the news that be going on in Savannah. Savannah is a hot ass mess, but that's a topic for another day. But anyway, everybody, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. Again, I thank each and every one of y'all for the super chats, the PayPals, the cash apps. For those of you who wanted the cash app, but you couldn't cash app, I appreciate just the thought of it. For those of you who was not able to send anything, any donations, but the fact that you were here to support, I appreciate that just as much. If you didn't get a chance to subscribe, make sure before all of you leave and I log off that you subscribe, you hit the notification bell. That way when I upload any new content, you will be the first to be in on it. You won't miss out on that or whatever. So I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all. Also, if you don't have cable, for those of you who are paying regular cable bill, and your cable bill is close to $100, if you're paying almost $150 for cable every month, I can make your life a little easier. I can save you some money on your cable. I have my own cable app called Expresso Streams. If you have an Amazon Fire Stick, and if you have the internet, I can connect your cable today. It's only $26 a month. It's called Expresso Streams Live Cable Services. If you have the Fire Stick and internet, I can give you an app. And basically, I will give you the instructions on how to install the app on your Fire Stick. Once you install the app, I will give you an account name and I will give you an account password, and you will have access to 10,000 channels. 10,000 channels, live stream channels, okay? So not only that, you will get free pay-per-view events. So for all the fights that are coming up, all the championships that are coming up, you will get that automatically free. You're not going to pay any extra money for free pay-per-view events. So for anybody, if you know somebody who need cable, you need cable, email me at Cafe de Paris 79. I got that hookup for you if you want some cheap cable. Also, today's content is brought to you by the No Fuckery Zone, promoting knowledge, not garbage. Today's content, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply, let it fly. I went in on you pretty strong. Again, if the shoe fits, wear it. The message, the content was not for everybody, but if it was for you, then so be it. Anything else I need to tell y'all before I get ready to shut it down? No, looks like I done wrapped everything up. So anyway, everybody, again, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for the love and support. It's your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, signing off.